Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Bittensor or Tau. Wanted to do a full update here regarding the technicals mostly. We'll talk about some fundamentals as well, or at least I'll take into account the fundamentals. I mean, the fundamentals for Bittensor are obviously quite good. It's one of the best AI projects in the entire crypto world right now. One of the only projects, actually, I think, delivering real value when it comes to AI within crypto. So that's all great, but I wanted to focus mostly on the technicals, because technically I think the price action over the last, let's say over the last week, to make it a little bit simpler for us, has been very, very good, and we have just been able to break above a significant key level, which, if we're going to be able to hold that, and that is still the question, that would indicate the price is going much higher into this main next resistance level between 470 and 500, which from the current prices would be another move of about 25-30% as the first target. And who knows where we can get from there. I mean, after that, the main resistance level becomes this level right here around 600 and 650, of course. Is that a possibility? Yes, but obviously, I mean, we do need some more sustained bullish markets for that. In general, AI has been quite strong. WorldCoin, Fetch have had similar rallies right here after dropping down into major support levels, like you can see Tau did as well, finding some balance down there and then ultimately breaking out. So structurally that's good. But like I said, the main question right now for Tau is, can we hold this level right here? It's a pretty big level, by the way, but it's between 365 to the top and then 325 to the bottom. So like I said, it's a very big level, but you can see historically that is the most important level. And if I had to choose one level that has to hold for Tau to get into a more bullish structure, which in this case, for me, what that would mean is getting into this balance right here instead of dropping back down into this balance right here, right? Because that is those are the two main balances right here for Tau historically, and then we had balance right here, and we want to get into this one, and we want to break out of this one. And if you go back to the value area high of this range right here, it's around 325. So as long as we're holding that, we're fine. But now, like I said, the question is well, will we be able to hold that? Because if we're not going to be able to hold that, there's a huge row of imbalances you can see to the downside here that Tau will drop down into, and then we can be back at 250 before you know it. And I have to say, so far so good. All right, Tau has shown incredible strength right here. I don't see much bearish pressure coming from the markets yet. So that's not going to push Tau down. It seems to be relatively correlated to the markets even. The volume was also, the volume, especially compared to last month, is pretty good. Correlation last 3 days is about 58%, which you might say that's quite high. So that's correlation to Bitcoin. You might say that's quite high, but if you compare that to the correlation Ethereum, for example, has to Bitcoin, that's about 80%. So it's actually quite low. So therefore, and we also had a lot of volume coming in right here. Even a lot of volume yesterday afternoon when we broke above the 0.618 fib right here at 370. So therefore, do I expect us to pull back into 325, 330, 340? Definitely yes. We have major resistance at 400, for example. So I definitely do think we'll test those levels. But for now, unless we get some super bearish general news for the financial markets, war, for example, I think we'll be able to hold this, consolidate, and eventually get a move into 460 and 480. Like I said, I do think major resistance is coming up, and to break above $400 from here instantly after the rally we have already seen, I doubt that that's going to happen. But for now, at least this initially, a further continuation into a pullback, into holding support and balance, that seems most likely. So that's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.